of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine, from a place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome, but nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And yes, it's the Build Up Live. I've got Pete joined me. How are you this morning, Pete?
Yeah, I'm somewhat good. Yourself, Tony?
Yeah, mate. I'm absolutely fine. I know it's an early one because obviously it's a 12:30 kickoff. So yeah, it's not normally we're on this early. John will join us very soon, but he's just having a few technical difficulties, so I'm just leaving him in the background until everything's all sorted on his end, and then I'll bring John in as soon as possible. So before we get to that, anyway, guys and girls, if you like what you see, then please smash the like button. It really does help the channel up the search results. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe. Free to do so. Helps the channel grow, and bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Currently at 425 subscribers, so thank you very much to everybody who has subscribed so far. It really does mean a lot. If you also want to donate the channel, there is a link in the chat. Just click the link and follow the instructions as well. I'm not sure if John's ready yet, but I'm just waiting for John to give me a thumbs up, and then I'll bring him in if he's ready. I don't think he's ready at the moment. And I've also put a poll in the chat as well, so please vote on that and give us your thoughts on how you think the game will be today. Jake's already come in and said 4-0 Toon.
Oh,
You know what, Jake? I like your optimism, mate, but that would be great if that happens. But can't see it being 4-0 made by any chance. But hey, you never know. Coffee says hi, Tony PD and all. Hi, I like coffee. Hope you're well, mate. And yeah, you're on my pre-recorded earlier as well, so big up to you, my pal. He says I've predicted 5-0 Newcastle.
he did, didn't he?
Hasn't he just? So yeah. I'm just gonna give John a message and just say, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Sorry about this, guys. Jake says, or maybe the other way around. No, let's hope not. Ian, he says, all right, lads, 2-1, Isak and Bruno. Do you know what it is? I said exactly the same. Well, I said 2-2, but I said Isak and Bruno for us to score, yeah. Do you know what? I would absolutely take that any day. I like Coffee says, hope Man U beat Liverpool. Yeah, it's the only time we want Man U to win a game, by the way, isn't it, when they beat Liverpool? But let's see how the result goes today. I mean, it's going to be a difficult game down at the Etihad Stadium, as we all know. It's, not one of our favourite grounds, shall we say. It's, it's been a bit of a bogey ground over the years. But, who knows? That's the thing at the end of the day. It's all about the 11v11 that's on the pitch. And it depends how that 11 play. I mean, you know, it's up to us to go out there and do the business, basically, isn't it? You know. I mean, Pete, your thoughts? I mean, it's going to be a tough game down there today, isn't it? At the City Ground at Etihad.
Yeah, it is. I mean, our records down there is really poor in it. I mean, we've not won there in such a very, very long time, have we? Yeah, I mean, but let's get the game over and done with, whatever the result is. If we get something or we don't, at least we'll get this game out the way today. That's the main thing.
Yeah, definitely. John's still having problems there in the background. He's disappeared now, so but no doubt he'll let me know what's happening. Yeah, I mean, team news today. I mean, they're saying Bruno's fit, so that's good news. That he's fit. That means Longstaff should be fit because he says there's no injuries, so that sounds positive. So yeah, it all depends what today. But again, it's one of those. We just wait and see. We can all play squad bingo, team lineup bingo, whichever way you want to call it, and most of the time we're always getting it wrong because Eddie does it something totally different that just throws everybody. So yes, it's a strange one. I mean, you know, there's times when I've said, oh yeah, this player won't be playing, then all of a sudden he's in the team and say, oh okay, that's totally through me. You know, I didn't think that would have happened. It's one of the things. I mean, I think, is John ready yet? I think I'm just waiting for a thumbs up off John. I think he is ready, so here he is. You're all ready now, John?
I am, mate. Can
Yeah.
you hear us,
sorry,
guys?
I kept you in the back room there. Yeah. I kept you in the back there, John, because I didn't want to bring you out while you were fiddling around. I mean, fiddling around with wires and that, you know.
No, it's fine.
In case
it's
anybody
fine,
thinks, wondering what I'm. I mean, so how are you, John? Anyway.
Good one to you guys, and yeah, I'm fine. We just had a long drive yesterday up to Newcastle, and yeah, so I'm a bit shattered, but look, had a good sleep. I am. I'm here. So how's things with you guys?
All good. Very well.
Fantastic. I saw a bit of your show last week.
I'm just looking at Paul at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, the poll at the moment is split 50 for Newcastle win and a Man City win. So that's where we're at on the poll at the moment. But do keep voting, guys and girls. And at the end of the show, just before the end of the show, I'll end the poll and I'll do the results of that poll. So keep voting in there. And keep smashing those likes. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe as well. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Obviously, Simon Jordan was out again yesterday. So this is where I call Simon Jordan Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. He's Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, he slates Amanda at the beginning of the week for PR spin. So we know all about that. But then on the other coin, he then praises Eddie Howe. And he praises Eddie Howe over what he's done to Ryan Fraser. And he's saying basically Eddie Howe's in the right to chuck him in the under-21s if he's not got the enthusiasm, the energy he wants to be involved with the team. So obviously something's gone on there between Ryan Fraser and Eddie Howe. And Eddie Howe's probably just said, enough's enough, off your pop into the under-21s and you can train there for the rest of the season unless your attitude bucks up. Now, I said this to you last night, Pete, on your show. I've always said Ryan Fraser is a Michael Owen Mark II. Clearly, Michael Owen played for England, came back to Newcastle, couldn't be arsed. Ryan Fraser plays for Scotland. Great for Scotland, comes back to Newcastle, can't be arsed. Exactly like Michael Owen. Both look alike, like height-wise. Or maybe Owen might be just slightly taller. But, you know, and for Eddie Howe to say that he's had to go on the under-21s because he wants players who are committed to the club. I don't think there's any way back for him. As far as I'm concerned, Fraser can go and fuck off out the club at the end of the season because I don't want him. I don't want him. Pete, I'll come to you. Your thoughts on Fraser?
Well, it's just, if he's not committed to, and he doesn't want to play for it, well, you're going to get what you get. If you're not committed, down the under-23s you go, and probably will be goodbye come the end of the season for him. It's happened this with Bournemouth as well, so not just us. No club. He is not bigger than any club at all. So again, you
can leave through the exit door, not turn back.
Absolutely.
John, your thoughts on Fraser?
Are
you surprised?
Not shocked at all, my guy. Not shocked at all. But one thing I will say, as the Italians to say, "Ha finito." That means he has done. Right? That's the time for ha finito. Look, listen, right? I mean, this guy, right? He's taken the whole soul mick, right? He's got no interest playing for Newcastle United, right? You just said it there, Tony. He's another Michael Owen, right? Some games he's done all right, but most other games has been a massive left boot. I'm not going to lie. But I only want players that's going to be committed to play for Newcastle United Football Club, right? This guy doesn't want to knock on any house door and say, give us a game, right? I want to show you what I've got. To me, it's just another Michael Owen, by the way, right? And I only want players that's going to commit to try and get a top four. We don't want hangers on. We don't want anyone. You don't want to be fighting for the place, etc. He should have gone in last summer. He should have gone in late January. Southampton, Brentford wanted him as well, right? And I'll tell you something new, right? This guy, he's on 60k a week, up to 80k a week. And I'll tell you what, yet again, it's been a waste of money in Newcastle, even though he came on free. The sooner he goes, the better. I want this guy out quicker, ASAP. Otherwise, he's going to upset the team. He's just, the moment Eddie Howe will walk through the door, he's just got rid of him a couple months later, and he didn't. So, Ryan Fraser, he's done.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree, John. Where he goes, who knows? I mean, he's not the sort of player you want at the next level. He's not your next level player. You want to be at the next level. You want to be Champions League eventually. You want to be at that level. Ryan Fraser is not the type of player that you need at the club. So the sooner he goes, the better. That'll get 80 grand a week off the wage bill if that's what he's reportedly on. How much we sell him for, I do not know. We might get 3-4 million, maybe 8 million. I mean, I think that's what the club want for him. Whether we get 8 million is another matter. But he'll do a job for somebody else down the league. Maybe at a Brentford, or maybe at this. I can't see Southampton staying in the Premier League, unfortunately. So I can't see being Southampton. But somebody down that end of the table, maybe a Leeds or somewhere like that. But he's certainly not a top four player. Arsenal's probably looking at this and thinking, "Wow, we dodged a bullet here." And by the way, they did dodge a bullet. But yeah, at the end of the day, Ryan Fraser has got no future at this club, as far as I'm concerned. And I think once the season's finished and transfer window opens, let's get him one of the first players out the door. And by reading between the lines, Eddie Howe is going to have no sentiment come the summer. He says, while you are attached to some players, you have got to realise that teams evolve and teams move on. So Eddie Howe is realising that in the summer, there may be players that he likes, but he realistically knows they have to go if this club is improving where it's wanting to be. So Eddie Howe's recognised that fact. The only problem is with Ryan Fraser is the Premier League squads were put in and he's taken up a place in the squad and he's not even playing. So we could have had another person in that squad. That's the way it goes, unfortunately, and we just got to cope with it. Unless between now and the end of the season, by some miracle, and I say that would be an absolute miracle, that Ryan Fraser turns his life around and says to Eddie Howe, no, I want to prove you wrong. But I think them days are well and truly gone now. Just jump into some comments. Ian says the empty-head lads get it right. Yeah, it's not, and they're expanding as well. So yeah, more empty seats. Ches says, "Hey Tony, Pete, hey all.
Hi,
Ches, hope you're well." Coffee says, "Pope is back." Yes, Pope will be back. Well, hopefully, we'll find out at 11:30, won't we? Coffee says, "You think Howe will stick to the same lineup?"
Got to rotate it for me.
He's got to. I've said, bring out Almiron
Yep.
and put Gordon in his place.
Yep.
Wilson out, Isak in.
Yep.
And I would have said if Longstaff didn't make today, then I would think Willock would come in for Longstaff. But other than that, I think we've got to refresh things up. I know, Pete, you said you wanted Target back in over Byrne because Byrne's looking a bit tired.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Pete, he's only just come back. I can't see Target starting. He'd have to play. He'd have to get some minutes in his legs to then get into the
I was thinking
starting lineup.
maybe I was thinking Byrne needs a break, but if Target's barely played, yeah.
Coffee says hello, John.
I think he's on mute.
Yes. And Coffee says, "John's really talented on sketching portraits." Behind you.
Can it, Yara?
We can't hear him, can we? He's been gagged.
He hasn't turned the mute on, is he?
No, he's not on mute, Pete. No, so I don't know. He's having some problems with his. I'll drop you back in the background, John, and you go off and come back on if you want. That way it might be easier. So I've just dropped John out a moment while he gets himself sorted out his technical issues. Technology. Sometimes it's not people's strong point, is it? Hey, John. Yeah, what was Hey, John, Ches? But he's just dropped out a minute while he gets his technology sorted out. He needs his sound manager in there to sort him out. Ari Coffee says, Ian. Coffee says, "I remember Byrne and Fraser used to have a bond last season." Yeah, they did. But again, it's just another one of these. It's Fraser all over again. He's done to us what he's done at Bournemouth.
Yep.
Billy says, "Ryan Fraser isn't bigger than anything."
Nope, absolutely not.
It means in size as well. Love it. Welcome to Noel Edmonds. I went to the Etihad once. It was 0-0 in the earlier years of the Man City takeover. I'll take a draw, but more than anything, I just wanted to show signs of improvement in the final third. Do you know what it is, Noel? Absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely spot on. We just want to see us play better in the final third and see if we can start putting some of these chances in the back of the net. We're creating them, but we're just not putting them away, and we need to be a bit more ruthless in front of goal. Be ruthless in front of goal, and we will definitely score. Ian says, "Fraser's bigger than Alex at Toonstato." Trolls says, "Hey, Tony, John and PD." Hi, Trolls. Hope you're well. Well, John's had to drop out because his sound equipment's not working. People talking to each other there. Is Alex okay after yesterday? Says Coffee. Oh, God, Alex, yeah. He's back now. But yeah, I mean, if anybody's wondering about what's up with Alex, well, no, Alex yesterday said that Newcastle will go to Man City and win 5-1, Toonstato. And Paul says, whatever he's been smoking, I'll have some of that. And I thought, yeah, I'll have some as well. Send it this way, Alex, because, maybe you've had a dream. Maybe you've had an illusion. I don't know. You've had something, but or a premonition of some sort. But whatever it is, Alex, send it our way. Billy says, "I've heard Stato gets himself wet in the urinal." Billy.
Oh.
Billy says, "More a pellet than a bullet torn." Coffee says, "Fraser could go to Forest and try more than Shelby." Well, Forest could afford them, couldn't they? The way they spend money. Ian says, "You're feeling better today, Billy?" Troll says, bit sad because Fraser has the attributes, seems he just doesn't care. Yeah, there's something's not right there, Trolls. I don't know what it is with Fraser, but he done exactly the same at Bournemouth. He wouldn't extend his contract for the sake of 6 weeks just to help Bournemouth. If he'd done that, he probably would have helped them stay in the Premier League because he was hell-bent on a move to Arsenal and it didn't happen. So at the end of the day, we ended up taking him on and look what it's done for us. No good whatsoever. To be honest with you, yes, he's played some okay games for us, but I wouldn't say he's been absolutely brilliant. So at the end of the day, I'm not that fussed if Ryan Fraser's not playing, to be fair. Billy says, riddle with dabs at the minute. Noel Edmonds says, I just wonder if this is the opportunity for Anderson till the end of the season for him to get some minutes with only 15 games. Again, yeah, you bang on the money there, Noel, because, at the end of the day, this gives Anderson the opportunity now that Fraser's out the picture. And, why not? Give him a go. See what he can do. Poor Sod didn't get much of a chance against Liverpool because once Pope got sent off, he had to come off and be sacrificed for Dubravka. Mm-hmm. Rolly says, morning, Tony, John and Pete. Morning to you, Rolly. I hope you're well.
Rolly.
Ian says, get well soon, Billy lad. Nothing worse than feeling shite. Yeah, absolutely.
Get well soon, Billy, mate.
Joel says, keep burning defence and let Big Joe help ESM instead. Yeah, that's fair enough. Noel says, Willock and Longstaff need a break too. Yeah, well, Longstaff needs one, doesn't he, as well? But that's the thing. We haven't got anybody in strength and depth that we can just throw in Longstaff's place. That's the problem.
Tony, that'll be sorted out in the summer, mate. Let's be real.
It's got to be.
It's got to be, because at the end of the day, right? I mean, Eddie, in my opinion, Eddie's given them a chance, yeah? Don't get us wrong. What they've done this season is absolutely amazing. But some of the players is just, in my opinion, just lacking quality. And I'm going to have to be real here, because at the end of the day, I want to see my wingers, right, with an end product. End product, I want to see those crosses in to get on the head of Isak Seed in the back of the net. But where's the last time we've seen wingers put balls across in the end of the back of the net? I want to see end products, guys. You know what I mean? That is what we're lacking. And I've noticed that a couple of games, including last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Jake says, are your headphones might be broke, John?
No, I mean, well, it is working, but I just like to take it off and do it this way. So touch wood, it's working, Jake.
Well, you can't touch wood. He's in forest now.
Yeah.
Joel says, get well soon, Billy. Just eat a lot of spicy food and you're both sweated out.
Oh.
What they used to always say is a good hot toddy does you good as well. Hot whiskey and lemon.
Yes.
Ian says, morning, Tony and Peter. Good morning to you, Ian. Hope you're well, mate. And he's saying hello to Billy. I want us to start with Maxi, Isak and Gordon up top today. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Rolly. I've said, let's get give up. Ron needs a break, in all honesty. And I certainly want to see that as well, Rolly. I think a lot of us do, to be fair.
I do.
Won't do Almiron harm being on the bench. Billy said, no, Alex said 3-3 and I said 4-2 to us. Oh, well, somebody said that Alex said 5-1, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Alan says, why are they concerned about Fraser? We all know he's not good enough. Absolutely.
Exactly that. Absolutely.
I've never rated Alan, to be fair. And I gave him a chance last season and he's just not pulled up any trees at all. I like coffee about Alex. I meant about the quiz when Paul didn't give me enough time to calculate for his answer and he ran out of time. Oh, is that where it come from, Paul? All right, I see. Coffee, sorry, I see. Okay. Got you now. I'm not bothered if Fraser goes. He'll open a space in the team. Definitely. We couldn't care about Fraser, to be fair. Coffee says, yesterday on TTR, someone said Noel Edmonds looks like Sato if he was blonde. Yeah. I bet Stato wouldn't mind being a pound behind Noel Edmonds, though, would he? That's the thing. He's got a good bank balance. Ian says, Fraser's just a soft cock and can't take the competition. I'd take Murph for Anderson any day over him. Definitely. I definitely agree with you. Ian says, hi, John.
Hiya. How you doing, my guy? You good?
Noel Edmonds says, I see Tony Cascarino's advocating for Mason Mount to come to Newcastle rather than Liverpool. That's like him pushing an agenda because he doesn't rate him. I mean, Mason Mount, would you take him, Pete?
Oh, I mean, he's been great for Chelsea, but he's been well off form this season. He's had one of his poorest seasons, so no, not right now.
No.
Not right
John?
now, no.
I like him. Macy rates him. But for me, I'll go with Pete. His form's been off fire. He's been off form in a minute. And, you know what I mean? I think you should go for someone better than Mason Mount, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to lie, but he's been well off form. There's the reason why Chelsea are level with Aston Villa in 12th at this moment in time. So, not for me, mate. I don't think he's any better than the ones they have got at this moment.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think he's been great this season. Maybe because of the way Chelsea are. Maybe he'd benefit a move, but I don't know. But for England, he's totally, absolutely bollocks, and I just don't like him for England. Sorry.
Nah.
So for me, would I want him at Newcastle? Is he better than what we've got? Oh, that's the thing. Yes, he's better than some players, but I'm sure there's better out there we could we could bring in. So wait and see on that one. Troll says ESM had 14 goal contribution in 38 games, the best in our team. Yeah, can't argue with that. Let's hope he rips Kyle Walker to bits again today.
Can I ask you a question, guys? Do you think, I'll ask you a question. Do you think ASM has got an end product?
Needs to work on it.
Thank you, Pete. Look, I rate him, but thank you, Pete. He needs to work on an end product. Thank you. And a lot of people are raving about this guy. I like him. I'm a fan of him, but his end product needs to be worked on. That's the thing.
His end product's not the best, John.
It's not.
And this isn't just since he's been at Newcastle. This is before he came to us. When he was playing for Nice, his end product wasn't always there either. And that was one of the things that Patrick Vieira come out with. Remember, he was his manager at Nice. So he come out with this as well and said, look, ESM is a good player, but his end product is shocking.
Agreed.
And he needs to work on that end product. And we need to see that even more now.
Yeah. And I agree with you guys. I agree with you. I mean, he's got the pace, he's got the techers, he's got the skill, right? But if you haven't got an end product, then that's a worry. But I'm a fan of him, and I think he'd be fine. He'd be okay.
Yeah. Coffee says, I think the problem could be the headphone jack or the port, John. I mean, you know what it is? That's the thing with technology these days. That's why I use buds. So, Bluetooth, don't have to worry about it because my laptop's Bluetooth. So I don't have to worry. Got no wires to plug in. Got no tapes and wires. And that's the way forward, I say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Noel Edmonds says we shouldn't touch any of the 60-man squad at Chelsea because it would be considered a gamble. Those players are there for the money instead of any project. Thing is, when they're players, the problem is when they've got no European football next season, and this is what I want to see, and I keep saying this, but I want to sit back and have a great laugh watching those players go into meltdown when they haven't got any European football next year. The Fernandes, the Mudriks, are they going to stay around at Chelsea next season with no European football? I highly doubt it. Will Chelsea get £107 million back for Fernandes? Not a bloody chance. Will they get £100 million for Mudryk? Not a chance. Enough said on that one. Billy says, because we use inverted wingers, it's a full-back who's supposed to be supporting who should be crossing the ball. However, with Burn, Maxi never has an overlap. Yeah, that's very true, Billy. And I think in the summer we need to address the left back situation. Definitely. Whether targets long term here or not, I don't know. But again, Byrne can't be the long term left back, unfortunately. We have to get somebody more attacking. Someone like maybe Sosa from Stuttgart, the Croatian. He's a good left back. But
Yes.
we need somebody who can get down the left side. Luke says, morning all. Morning, Luke. Hope you're well. Paul says, Burns always on the overlap. He tries to run into the box. Yeah, he does, Paul. And he says, Madison over Mason Mount any day, says Paul. Yeah, definitely. No. Yeah, I would have Madison all day long. Billy says, who would John play on the left for his idols? Sancho or Garnacho?
Oh,
Listen, it's not irrelevant, man. It's not irrelevant, Billy. You know that. You know
No,
what it
Billy's
is, right?
asking you, who would you play? Would you have Sancho or Garnacho
I
on
tell
the
you
left?
what, Billy, go and DM Macy, right, and she'll give you the answer. Yes, gosh. I tell you what, though, a lot of guys rate this Garnacho kid. Like, I mean, Sancho's coming back in the game, but that's not my team. So there you go.
Brad, good morning to you, Brad. Hope you're well, mate. He says, morning, lads. How are you, the lads? Hoping for Gordon and Isak start. Yeah, same here. We want Gordon to start, don't we? And Eddie Howe did say in his press conference yesterday that Anthony Gordon is being training well. When he came to the club, he wasn't the fitness that he should have been at. But there again, this is what I've said to people. When you look at where he was at Everton under Lampard is not a great coach. His coaching team is crap. Lampard is crap. Not Premier League standard. And that is why Gordon was below par. So hopefully Gordon's now had this time to train, and let's see what he can bring today if he starts. And the team news will be out in about 11 minutes. Charles says ESM has the best end product in the team, and yet to say he hasn't got any end product, that makes no sense.
The thing is, though, right? I mean, there's a lot of people going to be channeled by. There's a lot of people work saying that he's a good player. I agree, but has he got enough end product? That's what I'm trying to say. Has he got his end product enough? That is the thing. And Peter's right. I mean, he needs to work on it. Mm-hmm. But they don't mean to say, damn the goal. I think ASM's a good player, yeah. But his end product, he needs to work on his end product a lot. And when Vieira comes out and says that says something. You know what I mean? And opinions are great. You have to be real.
Yeah. Paul says, what you got to ask yourself, would ESM get in the top 6 club? In my opinion, no, he wouldn't. No.
If he's like the thing is though, if he's the complete winger, sort of, there'd be a lot of clubs having. I know Tottenham wants him. I mean, Tottenham want him in the past, but where they're going to follow up, I don't know. But I definitely agree with Tottenham. I think he loves Newcastle. He's good for the community, sort of thing, in my opinion, right? But you know, I did say back in the summer that it's going to be a massive season for ASM.
Yeah, definitely is. He's got to. He's got to tear it up now, hasn't he? That's the thing. He's got to start. Mm-hmm. It's all right, ESM having a great game 1 week, but he's got to do it consistently and not just one game in every 10. You can't just have one world-class game and then for 10 games just have mediocre. He's got to do it on a consistent basis, and that's what he needs to do.
Every week. I'll ask you a question, Todd, quickly, right? How many marks out of 10 would you give and Pete give ASM for this season so far?
It's a tough one, actually.
I mean, against Man City back in August, I would have said 10 out of 10. Because he was unplayable that day. He's had injuries.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of good games since he's come back, but
I
mean, against Liverpool, he was man of the match, without a doubt. But we lost the game, unfortunately. Hard to say, really. It's hard to say, but maybe I'm going to be kind here. maybe I'm going to give him 7 out of 10 over the season. Maybe that's been too kind. Some people may be a bit harsher than that, but I'm being a bit kind. Probably I'd given him a 7, but I'm thinking that's probably about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you reckon, Pete?
Yeah, plus you could say about that, or I think 6 would be fine as well. He's definitely had some good games this season, and he has been out the side a lot as well.
Yeah, exactly. Billy says 14 goal contributions and 38 versus Mickey, who has 12 and 38. Yet you'd say Mickey has end product and Maxi. That's a fair comment, Billy.
Yep.
Because Mickey's end product's not the greatest, like crossing wise, is it?
Nah.
No.
Troll says we're in the top 6, but we don't have the squad to be a top 6 yet, in my opinion. But that will change, Trolls, because in the summer we will strengthen. But that all depends on where we finish, where we strengthen. Good afternoon, Neil. He says, what's happened with Amanda? Trying to research it on Google, can't find anything. She's getting a lot of hassle at the moment, a lot of stick. I mean, one of the things is it's coming from Simon Jordan, who's always negative towards her. But it's found some other clubs who are calling her names as well, and it's not nice. She does have Huntington's disease. If people do their research and have a look at it and see what it's all about. And, eventually it can be fatal. So she's had it for 10 years. And it's just the way people are calling her, the way she looks and things like that. And she can't help that. That's not her fault. That's part of the disease, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. And, people just need to lay off her. I totally agree with what Adam Pearson's saying, like with Sky Sports on Twitter when they're doing this. Why is their admins not jumping in and turning all the comments off so people can't comment on the story? Because you got fans from other clubs being absolute vile. The comments are vile on there. They're absolutely disgusting. And the fans of other clubs should be ashamed of themselves, because I'll tell you now, I hope nobody in your family has this disease or any other disease whatsoever. Because would you laugh at that? Would you laugh at them having it? Would you laugh at anybody having cancer? No. So why laugh at somebody else? At the end of the day, Amanda does an amazing job for this club. If it wasn't for Amanda, we wouldn't have the Saudis in this club right now. She tried to buy the club in 2017. Mike Ashley told her to go away. He said she was nothing more than a tire kicker. She came back, and she came back a hell of a lot stronger and well-armed this time. And I'll tell you what, she's done a bloody good job, because she made sure she got back into this club and took the club off Mike Ashley's hands. Mm-hmm. So anybody who wants to see anything about Amanda Staveley, needn't bother putting that in the comments unless it's something positive, because we don't want to see them sort of negative comments coming on the show. And I wouldn't read them out anyway. But at the end of the day, that woman's done an awful lot for our club. And no matter what anybody wants to say about her, she's a fantastic woman. And the Saudis have her as basically like front of house. So she's the front for Newcastle United. And they're happy for her to be that way. And you know what? If fans from other clubs have got a problem with that, then keep the opinions to yourself, but don't air them in view in public. Because not only is it disrespectful towards Newcastle fans and Newcastle United as a whole, but also towards Amanda and Mia Dad, her husband, as well. And I'm sure they don't want to be reading vile comments like that either. I'll come to you, Pete. What's your thoughts on all this going on?
You just don't say it, particularly when someone's got an illness that they've got throughout the rest of their life. You just don't come out and say those sort of things. It's wrong. It's discriminative, and there's no place at all for it, at all. And then, yet again, the people that say it are the big idiots come the end of the day.
Yeah. And John?
100%. Not much to add on this, Tony. You guys are absolutely right. Whoever comes out and say comments like that, whoever you are, if you say that, retrack it, what you just said, and say to yourself, do you know what? I'm in a mistake here. Because at the end of the day, it could be with their family, right, having it as well. So for me, guys, at the end of the day, don't come out and say comments like that on social media. You are egg on your face. It's as simple as that. And if I see a comment like that on my show or whatever sort of thing on social media, they'll be instantly blocked. I'm sorry, don't matter who you are, because I ain't having that. Because what Amanda Stevens, our football club, sorry, what she's done to our football club. I posted that tweet yesterday. She is our saviour for Newcastle United. Yeah. And if people don't like that, they can just take a hike. Because at the end of the day, guys, I ain't having it. No way, horse here. And now, all these people, will look into, I don't know, you might talk about in a minute about these Saudis as well. I mean, saying that to one of our chairmen is being linked with the Saudi state, right? That really hacks us off as well. So take no notice. I mean, the Sun wrote it, Tony. You told us to calm down as a second MD. So, Tony, you are correct.
Well, I said a video yesterday exactly what I think of the Sun newspaper, and I'll repeat the calls again. Sun newspaper, it's one of those papers, if you've got no toilet paper and use the Sun to wipe your arse with, you'll have more shit on your arse than you will have on the paper. That's what happens with the Sun newspaper. So,
because I'll tell you, you're right.
Neil says, is that Noel from House Party and Mr. Blobby? Noel says, all our attackers have no end. Let's be honest. Miggy scored 10 and 1 assist, 23 games as right winger. Stato says ESM has more contributions, but over more games. Fair enough. Ian says, I'd have Mount in before Willock. That's fair enough, Ian. LA Coffee says, you think Manquillo can be used any time this season? It all depends. But we've got Ashby now. That's the thing. I think Manquillo will be one of those who leaves in the summer, in all honesty.
Yep.
Probably back to Spain. And it's a shame because I do like Manquillo. He comes in, right? I mean, there's no flash about this guy, right? I mean, going forward is good. But again, his cross could be a bit of a letdown, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, he just does the job when asked to.
Yeah. Still waiting of the team news coming in. It should be in the next couple of minutes with a bit of luck. And just looking at some of the pictures there, and Nick Pope's there, Sven Botman, Jamal Lascelles, Isak, Bruno Almiron. So, yeah. But, yeah, team news should be here in just under 1 minute now. And we'll find out what the lineup is. Niall says, subscribe to John Sinclair TV and PD Proudlock and tune review if you haven't already. Yeah, well said. And he says, let's get Tony to 500 before the end of the season. That'd be amazing. Thank you very much indeed, Nell. I'm now up to 427, so that's great. Thank you very much indeed. Coffee says, John's getting wiser with the trick Manu questions. Last year he would have said Sancho. Yeah, I mean, Mason said how much yesterday, John, didn't he?
Yeah.
Team news will be according to Newcastle have just put the tweet out. Team news will be on the way with a picture of Anthony Gordon. So let's see. That was for.
Well,
hey,
there's a surprise in the team as well. In the lineup today.
Yeah.
So would you read it or?
Right, I've got the team news, guys. I've got the team news. So, and I'll put it on screen in a moment as well. So the team is as follows: Nick Pope in goal, Kieran Trippier, Jamal Lascelles, captain, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno, Sean Longstaff, Joe Linton, Miggy Almiron, Anthony Gordon, and Callum Wilson. On the bench, Dubravka, St. Maximin, Ritchie, Target, Isak, Manquillo, Murphy, Willock, and Anderson. So that is the team lineup for this afternoon. So once again, it's Pope, Trippier, Lascelles, Botman, Byrne, Bruno, Longstaff, Joe Linton, Miggy, Gordon, or Flash Gordon as you want to call him, and Callum Wilson. So no share at all in the team. So I gather Share must have an injury then, if that's why Lascelles is in. But obviously Target can't play. It's not fit enough to start because then you could have moved Byrne into centre half. But I mean, what's your thoughts on that team, Pete, are you happy? No.
Lascelles, oh God, up against Erling Haaland. Yeah, well, if Cher's got an injury, okay, but Jamal Lascelles just doesn't fill me with confidence at all. I think Wilson should have been taken out of the team as well. He's not performed. He was disappointed in the Carabao Cup final. I'm glad Anthony Gordon's given a start, but to me, it should have been for Miggy.
Yeah, I gotta agree, because I mean, Isak must be wondering what he's got to do to get a start. I mean, John, your thoughts on the team?
If Peter's gonna jump on us, please jump on us, right? I don't care. You know how much I love Eddie, right? You know how much Eddie, right? But what does Isak have to do to get a start? What does he really have to do? I mean, look, we said that Jamal Lascelles coming in, he could have put Dan Burn at the back. And you know what? I would have swallowed me pride and put a Target in as well. Chuck him in. Let's be. I know you guys are saying that he needs Target shouldn't come in the game, but I would have chucked Target in as well, left back. I would have played Dan Burn at centre back. Yeah, because you can play centre back. The midfield three, correct. That is fine. But the front three, I mean, I'm sorry, but Anthony Gordon, yes, he should be in. Miggy, no, he should be dropped, should be given a rest. ASM, I'll play ASM in a game like this, yeah, even though, and he's done all right the last couple of games, and he goes and drops him, yeah. And Callum Wilson, I mean, if I was Isak, right, I'd be peed off about that. You pay what, 63 million quid to come in, right, and he plays on the bench. Callum Wilson's been off form. We all know that. He was knackered. He doesn't look right, and you know, people say you got to back the team. You got to back the team, right? But we all back the team, but we as podcasters, right, we got to say it real. We got to say how it is, yeah? That does look like a right team lineup for me at all. Jamal Lascelles coming back as centre-back when he played Dan Burn. I know people's going to jump on us for saying it, right? But at the end of the day, right, I mean, basically, you've got to be positive, you've got to be positive. You're not allowed to have a go. You're not allowed to be negative, right? But we have to have a say. But that lineup with no ASM, no Isak, yeah, and no targeting away, and he brings on Lascelles. Only time we tell people, I love Eddie, but he's fixed the team. We got to buy with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit disappointing, to be fair. I mean, obviously Cher's got an injury, but I can see why Target can't start, because he's not played yet, John. He's been injured, so
Yeah,
you've got to give him minutes. But that could come in the second half. Target could come on, and obviously Dan Burn moves into left centre half, and Jamal Lascelles gets substituted. I mean, to be fair, I would have given Miggy a rest. Wilson needs a rest. Isak must be wondering what he's got to do to get a starting berth. I mean, I'm not being funny. If Wilson has another poor game, surely he can't start again next week. Surely he's got to be coming out the team, because he's just not been great since the World Cup. 1 goal, 1 assist in 3 months is not good enough, in my opinion. I'm sorry. If people think, and people can jump on me, but I like Callum Wilson, but I just think 1 goal, 1 assist in 3 months. Sorry, that is not good enough. If you want to be in the top echelons of the Premier League, you need to be better than that. And at the moment, he's not proven it.
Totally.
I'll just go.
We're the back. We're going for the top 4 position. We're battling for 4th here, right? And you just mentioned there, 1 goal, 1 assist in 3 months, right? That is not top 4 form. I'm sorry, it's not. We love Callum, right? But he's not on form. Yeah. Isak's come on second half, and he did more that Callum's done. Yeah. I'm sorry, but come on. I mean, let's be real. We've got to go for top 4. But look at that team today. I think the Man City defence are going to love that, facing Wilson. But I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to be proved wrong. But he's come here, poor form. And people saying, we're not had to go on anyone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gary says, good morning, lads. Morning, Gary. Troll says, why aren't you saying the same about Wilson? He's had 1 in 13, 14 games and been no end product. Yeah, well, I've just said it, Trolls. ESM was injured for a long time and didn't get games, so no wonder Miggy has done better. Yeah. He says, what's worked in Miggy's favour is teamwork, his form with Bruno and Trippier, and that triangle system that we're using. Yeah, you could say that as well. Since Howe has come, Mickey has played right wing. Yeah, definitely. Paul says, yeah, ESM has only 3 assists and 1 goal in the league this season, and he's 10th in the house squad in goals and assists. Yeah. Gary says, yes, ESM has had some good games, but no end product, lads. Yeah, totally agree, Gary.
Harry, thank you.
Troll says, say the same about Wilson. He has no end product either at the moment. And Paul says, no, Wilson does have end product. Yeah, he does. Niall says, Manda's doing a brilliant job. I think other clubs are jealous and salty. I do remember on social media people made fun of her looks, and I found no need for that online abuse on social media. No, absolutely not, Niall. Respect to you, mate. Troll says, in 13-14 games, he scored 1 goal. How is that end product? Gary says, Amanda's done a fantastic job, lads. Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Tony says, look, thank you, mate. Do the same with ESM then. Paul says, he's hardly scored since he's been at the club. Coffee says, with any player, be it Haaland, Rashford, you've got to be able to figure out a system they're operating in their build-up so you can nullify their threat. That's where players like ESM unlock teams, absolutely. Niall says, people that say companies are negative and not football fans, they wouldn't see it on the streets. It's as simple as that, lads. Yeah, totally agree with you, Niall. Absolutely 100%. Troll says, I'm not saying ESM is great, but he is on that pitch, but sometimes seems to be on the left wing. Yeah. Paul says, Burns always there to help out as he did on Sunday. Does it most games. He scored against Leicester. Watch the games and you will see. That's Paul and Trolls talking. Is Savage and Diaby on the radar, says Niall. I would like to think so, but again, we wait and see for the summer when that comes up, because silly season will be starting then after the season ends. But hopefully so, because I would take both of them. Troll says, Burn needs to stay in defence. He can't catch me as he isn't fast enough. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to wrap up in the next few minutes anyway. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the poll on for another couple of minutes, and then I'll end the poll, and then I'll share the results. But the results are looking a bit fair at the moment, and we'll analyse the final result once we get to it. And Coffee's comment, yeah, spot on. He says, Burns' difficulty with pace and wingers were exposed in our pre-season game against Benfica. I mean, so I'm going to come to you first, John. So today's game, tough one against Man City away. You know, it's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. Though we haven't a great record down at Manchester City. I mean, before I go at that, John, I'm going to give you the Man City team lineup as well. The Man City lineup is Edison, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Akanji, who Pete doesn't rate, Aki, Rodri, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland. Their substitutes is Ortega, the keeper, Rico Lewis, John Stones, Amric Laporte, Cole Palmer, Phillips, Silva, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, and Alvarez. Right, John, so I'm going to start with you. Give me your prediction for today.
It's going to be different. Go on, carry on, Tony.
No, your prediction, John, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I preached some guys as well, man. I didn't want to disturb you, man. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to be real, guys. I'm not going to be flipping and flopping. I'm not going to mess up boot here. But Man City 3, Newcastle 0. I just don't see where the goal's going to come. It's all down to Bruno, by the way. If he can create and make things happen, we may got a slight sneaker for a draw. But today, I think it's going to be 3-0 to Man City. I think Haaland to get 2. Bye.
Yeah. Coffee says Lascelles will have Haaland in his pocket.
Oh.
Start Isak, says Jake, yeah. So, Pete, what's your prediction? Hope you're going to be a bit kinder.
I said 2-1 City. I'll still stick with 2-1 City. I mean, I think Holland's going to get both of them for them. And I'm going to say, I'm going to go for Bruno for us.
Right. I'm going on the opposite end. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. And now I did say Isak would score, but he may have to score off the bench in the second half. But I'm going to say a 2-2. A point. I'll take a point absolutely now. Alan says, put the team on the screen, don't read it out. Oh, I didn't see your comment. Sorry, Alan. Yeah, so I'm going to say 2-2. Ian says he's not expecting anything from this game. Come on the tune, says Neil. Yeah, absolutely. Troll says, how needs to stop using Wilson, have him as a sub, it's not good at all. Yeah. Too soon for target, says Luke. Yeah, absolutely. Billy says, May 4-2 win looks more bollocks now than what it did when I said it. Yeah, because of Lascelles, you mean. How are you, the lads? Eddie's lost it. Coffee says, Lascelles can score some decent headers. Yeah, he can, yeah. Paul says, we don't have it, our centre-backs to play, as mentioned, Target has just come back. Yeah, absolutely. Joel says, I'm starting to doubt how, don't want to, but this is not good at all, in my opinion. We haven't got the strength in squad, that's why we need to sort that out in the summer, which I'm sure we will do. Jake says he's too loyal to Wilson. He's going to have to start being ruthless, so too loyal to Amber on the assist machine, not. Gary says the fact that Callum Wilson does not fill me with much confidence. Yeah, he's got to in the summer. Right, so it's turn to the poll. So the poll is now ended, and 52% said Newcastle to win. 43% said Man City to win, and 7% said a draw. So there we go. What do you make of that?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So make as you want to out of that one. But yeah, that's a good thing when you put these polls on the chat. People love it, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see who does win or whatever comes at the end of it. I'm still sticking the draw though. I'll take a point. Anything else, if we get a win, I'll be even happier. But a point, I won't be disappointed. So I'll take a point now. I'm sure anybody in the chat, if realistically, would take a point now. Bruno won't leave in the summer. What are you saying? Yeah, Bruno won't go. Not a chance. Howie the lad says, why wouldn't you? If Madrid comes in, it seems his manager at the moment likes putting too much pressure on him, playing poorer options around him. Again, it's all about the squad. We can't just go out there and buy everybody. I would love to, but we can't because of FFP. If we do, we get absolutely... And the thing is, we're being scrutinised for every player that joins our club. We are scrutinised on every transfer, and that is the problem. Paul says Miggy has reverted to his old self, running around like a headless chicken. Paul says Bruno won't leave in the summer. He knows, unlike you, that we'll still be building. Yeah, absolutely, Paul. Totally agree with you. But yeah, I mean, let's hope we get the. Let's hope we do get a draw today, and like I say, that'll be absolutely fantastic. Rowley says, "I'm glad Gordon's starting. Disappointed Isak and Maxi aren't." Yeah,
I agree. I mean, he's too loyal. I think he's too loyal to the players now. Tony, like Miggy, too loyal to him, and he needs to be ruthless. He just mentioned that ruthless. He needs to drop him. Yeah. Callum Wilson, again, too loyal to him. Drop him. Yeah. What does Isak have to do not to get in the team? What does he have to do to get in the team? I don't get it.
Yeah. It's like Billy says, at least with Lascelles in, we might look better at set pieces. Yeah, we might do, Billy. Let's hope. That's all we can do. Coffee says, I'm sticking to my 5-0 prediction. A Murphy hat-trick, a Lascelles header and a Gordon ziggy-zaggy run around Edison to score. 3-1 Man City, says, how are you the lads? Troll says, it looks like Howe has favourites. So Miggy versus Grealish will be interesting, says Coffee. Yes, it will be, absolutely. Should be interesting. How are you the lad, says Maxi should be left and Isak right. Maxi right, Isak left, yeah. Troll says, we should have gone for a centre midfield in January and buy Gordon in the summer, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe Gordon was only available now in January, and maybe that was the time to strike. Maybe Everton wanted him to go in January, so in case they go down, they'll not get as much from him in the summer as they would do in January. So maybe that's why. But yeah, so John, do you want to give a shout out to everybody where they can find you and on your channel and on your socials? Because you've got about 20 of them, haven't you?
Yeah, about 20, you'll be a superstar.
We'll be here for half an hour while John goes through all his socials. Right, take it away, John.
Enough that you haven't got. Thank you, guys. Thanks ever so much, Tony. Really appreciate it, man. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, on John Sinclair TV, and you can find us on John Sinclair 50 on Insta and on social media, John_NUFC42. If you follow us, you follow us back. And I'm another 60 odd for 4,500 subscribers on YouTube. So numbers going up all the time. So those are my socials. And I'll be back tomorrow for a review show. And I'm not sure Tom's going to be, but just I'm going to let you know.
Okay, John, thank you very much. And Pete? Yours won't take as long because you haven't got as many as John.
PD Proudluck, so that's my channel, and I'll be live going on for about 10 minutes time for the watch along. And yes, so feel free to check out, subscribe on all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, PD Proudluck as well. So feel free to follow me on there as well.
Yeah. Are you not a ticker and a talker, Pete?
No.
No, me neither. I've got an account, but I haven't used it.
I just don't see the hype with it.
No, I don't either. Just go through some comments here. Troll on toast, burn toast. I don't know what that means. I feel the same. Ian says, great show, guys. Yeah, thanks very much indeed, Ian, and thanks for your donation, mate. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Billy says, John, what's your Bebo and Friends reunited?
God, are they still going?
They're still going.
Still going.
Oh, I wonder if they're still going. My God, they're gone back some time on there.
On the just.
Same as them. What was the other one called? MySpace, was it? Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Troll says, Lascelles can't position himself in defence and Trips will have a terrible time to go. Watch Almer on this month closely. Coffee says, Billy, are you doing the watch along? Toon Review are doing a watch along, by the way, with Paul. I'm not sure if Billy's doing it as well. I would imagine he probably is. So, yeah. So they're doing a watch along at the Toon Review and by Tony PD and all. Yeah, so guys, if you want to follow me or no Paul, it's Paul on the mic today. So Billy's not doing it with Paul today. So if you want to follow me, guys, follow me down there at TonyTony31 on Twitter. Follow me and I'll follow you back. Also, you can find me on my channel, which you're on now. And if you like what you see, then please smash the likes. It really does help the channel up the search results. So smash those likes on your way out. That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Just press that thumbs up. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe. Free to do so. Helps the channel grow. And the bell notification will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. Or I should say, the bell should notify you, as it did not notify Harry last night. Again, this is YouTube playing up again. It's, with YouTube, it's just sometimes bloody awful. But that's it there. But as I say, we're going for a draw. I'm going for a draw. The other two are going for defeats. You know, I'll be too down because, you know, if we get a draw with this game, it'll be a fantastic result. If we get a win, it'll be even better. Remember, everybody thought Man City go to Forest and Waller Forest, and what happened there? It ended up 1-1. And who scored for us? Chris Wood. So there we go. So don't be too despondent. Get on to BT Sport, 12:30 kick off. And if you don't want to hear the commentary on BT Sport, then you can always listen to Pete. And so there you go. Just going to the last couple of comments. See you later, Billion Trolls. Great show, says Trolls. Thank you very much. So yeah. So thank you indeed, guys. And until then, I will see you later. It's ta-ta for now. From me and from Pete and from John. And Trolls has just said one last comment. Well, Forest hasn't got Lascelles in defence, though. They might have next season, hopefully. But yeah, guys, enjoy the game. And how are the lads? Come on. We can do this. Come on. And let's see what happens. But for now, bye-bye and see you later.